What's up, Warriors? It's me, Trader Max from Shogun Crypto, and we're here on the Shogun Gun Show on May 1st, 2025. Where the fuck did April go? I don't know. But we're joined today by Mr. Quentin, my co-host and family member, and brand new dojo owner. What's up, my man?
Yo, yo, yo. I am feeling so good today.
Yeah, right. This is we'll tell you what's going on in a few minutes, but yeah, some great stuff is going on today, May 1st. There are lots of great stuff that's happening. We have a few good panelists with us and a Schiller today, but I want to introduce one of the coolest but scariest memes that I know because I really don't like squids on my face. But we got Joe from Memes AI. What's up, Joe?
Hey, what's going on, Max? Appreciate the introduction. Happy to be here. Glad to be back. I think it's been like a week or two since we've been on here with you guys.
It's been a small minute. A small minute. We have a lot of stuff that's been. Sometimes you got to build and be quiet.
Yeah.
Because you're too busy fucking building, and we're building. If it meant being quiet for how much you're building, we'd have to be quiet for a year. So that's how much we're building and what we've just done. But we have a couple of newbies on with us as well. People that we have. One that's just like sort of taking the charts by storm. We got Tass Hub we have Burning from Tass Hub. How you doing, Burning?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having us on the show today. Excited to be here.
Yeah, me too. I've been looking at your chart and I want to dive down that process. Can't wait to see and hear all about what you guys are doing. And plus another newbie we haven't had a chance to meet with. I think. Well, thank you. Angel. You were here before with Quentin before, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was here with Quentin for the first time he had to host the show after we had the perfect storm come along. I didn't get the chance to meet you, but here we are. I spoke on another show as well.
So new to me, but not new to the show. Welcome back, Angel. I appreciate you being here. Can't wait to personally hear more about Dank and what's going on there. But man, it has been an awesome week. Let's jump right in to something that we like to call the state of Shogun. All right, here we are. You're on the Shogun Show. If you're watching right now on our stream over on Shogun Cryptos, we can't thank you enough. If you see your favorite community up here, either Tass Hub or Dank or Memes AI, please make sure that you put into the comments in there. Send them some love and flowers, throw some emojis up, get some hashtags going in there. Let us know that you're watching. Ask questions if you need to, make statements, whatever you guys. We'll put it up on screen and show you just kind of like that kind of stuff, just like that. So actually awesome. We love this system over here. Also, the true state, excuse me, the true state of Shogun is like I was kind of joking around. If we were quiet as much as we're building, and we are building so much, but it's also the state of Shogun is also about the state of crypto, because Shogun is crypto in our world, because we have found for the services side of it, right? Like we're working on a lot of great stuff, but between our Anvil market maker, what are we calling it now? It's our market volume maker, right? Because it has so many uses to it. Our little volume bot has turned into something even bigger. A DCA system, all this great stuff, and not being a shameless shill here right at the moment, but we have been doing what we call an MVP launch, which is a minimal viable product launch for about 5 months with this product. And now we're finally to our huge network of releasing it into a demo, and it's out there and it's doing our thing. And Mr. Quentin, you and I have been working on this for some time. And you've watched me work on how we relaunch these things in other multi-million-dollar organizations, but this is the first one you've been involved with. How do you find that for you? It's releasing how we're doing it.
Honestly, it's like a surprise party feeling, to where you know that it's happening. You know all the cool stuff, but you got to sort of hold your tongue sometimes, and sort of release hints here and there to sort of give something to yourself that fun. But it's also a lot of obstacles and a lot of problem solving. So as much as it's like a fun secret to hold, it's also a lot of active building. So I think I've really enjoyed this process, definitely working through this with you inside of the Anvil bot. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's sort of like what we've done with all of the game, the Anvil bot, the NFT marketplace. Holy crap, we don't even have time to talk about that today. Coming out on May 5th here. But I guess, for as others like Joe, you guys launch a lot of stuff too. You build a lot of stuff into this network.
Yeah.
How does it feel for you sometimes? Like you're so close, you're putting all the things together, all the bits and bobs are going in the bucket, and you're just about to release and you're demoing out. What does that feel like for you? Is this exciting as much as it is for me, or is it nerve-wracking for you?
No, it's all excitement for me. Usually when we're about to release something, I've always got to like hold myself back from letting too much shit out too early. You know what I mean? So usually I'm holding back. And then when it's time to, like, even if it's something small, just because like I know that the community's sitting here and they're looking forward to what we're doing, and it's all community generated. And so I know that they're going to be pumped. And so for me, it just makes me excited as a fucking team member to know that I can do something that the community is going to vibe with, and will help, with morale, and hopefully build out the project and get our message out so that more people understand, what we do over here at Memes AI Land,
And Tass, I popped onto your website. My eyes started to bug for a second. How exciting is it for you guys to be doing what you're doing right now? And in your world, you're building out we got a huge community. You got a bot, you got all this great stuff that's, an AI system. How does it feel for you and your community? How do you release and contain yourself within this network? You guys are doing so well.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. So, I met Peter, our developer, about 5 months ago when I first got into crypto. And the first token I bought was TOS, his turtle off Solana C. And that was my first trade, not knowing what the hell I'm doing in crypto. And Peter and I developed a good friendship over that last 5 months. So now we started a project. Yeah, Peter's awesome. So we started a project together, and it just feels awesome. I mean, we're bringing crypto enthusiasts together to sell and create their own content, which can be exchanged for our token on a Web3 platform.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what's happening here. And crypto people want to use crypto for anything, and giving the anonymity, giving the access to crypto enthusiasts to be able to create their own content. Like, say, for example, reading a crypto chart. How do you do that? And I asked Peter, I'm like, dude, why don't you make a video for 5 minutes like you did for me 5 months ago to teach me how to read a crypto chart? Someone's going to buy that.
Someone's got to watch it, right?
Exactly. Someone's going to buy that content. And so our platform is being developed currently to facilitate that transaction. All purchases of user content on our website will be through TASUP tokens.
Wow.
Originally we were looking at the OnlyFans model of where this started. So long-term down the road, we're working through the legal and compliance right now, is the adult side. And that's why you see that pretty face on our
Well, I don't think a lot of people know what I'm talking about here, so I don't want to be ambiguous, but let's see if we present, share, and I always got to look. It's like, is it safe for work? Well, when I work, yes, it's safe for work. Everything will be safe for you. Yeah. So it's all good. Yeah, because I got to this point, I'm like, please, no nipples.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, you're good. Everything's safe up there.
Yeah, it's all good. NS, what is it? NS, not safe for work. Yeah, NSFW, that kind of thing.
So, so one of our early investors, his wife is our first original task girl. And so she's going to be our first user in the adult side that's going to be giving out her content directly to crypto enthusiasts. And
I don't want to get too much part into the Shill side of it, but this is exciting too, because you have multiple platforms, multiple content providers. They'll be coming out into this process. So I'm looking forward to this. We could talk more about it here in a second. It looks like Dank, or did Angel, is he back up here? Okay, good. You still there, Dank?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just
barely had some No worries. So in your state, because I didn't get a chance to talk to you last time you were here, are you the original dev? Are you the dev actually on the system? You still there?
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time? I apologize.
Yeah, no worries. Are you the original? Are you the dev of your world over there?
Oh, no, sir. So we have had quite a journey, man. So we came into existence January, and we've been CTO 3 times. Currently, this is the 3rd team. I came into the picture
I'm losing you, buddy.
January 9th. And
your connection is really, really, it's spotty. It's coming in and out there. I'm sorry. All right. So I just want to make sure, because, it's tough with CTOs. There's a lot of in and out of networks. And I know there's always like a rehashing of excitement with CTOs in that process. And I don't know if you may have to drop out and come back in again because you're sort of spotty back and forth. I do apologize, but is anybody else hearing that the same thing, or is it not just me? Right? I'll make sure.
No, I'm getting the same thing, Max. He's kind of
making sure.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll come back to you. I promise you. If you can hear us better, or if you can maybe restart your system or do something at that point. I don't know if you're in a location that has good Wi-Fi or what have you. So, but there is a lot to still cover in today's show. Now, as most of you have been hearing the last couple of months. With like the news of XRP and these black pools and these black dark pools, whatever they are in the network, that crypto is, he says he's having technical difficulties. I apologize. No worries. The state of Solana itself is now starting to get the same attention as some of these other bigger coins that are out there, because these institutions, God, I don't know what's stuck in my throat. I drank something earlier. But there is this process that these institutions are now starting to put, we're talking millions of dollars into either liquidity or buying Solana and staking into Solana directly. And so this is where we've been thinking, hey, this is the chain that we're going to be on for a while. So we're going to double, triple down, especially with what we're doing. Now, because we're back up, what are we up right now in Solana? 150, I think it is, 152. And I haven't seen it this stable between that 140 to 152 area, 153 area in a while, since, I think the beginning of the year when it was really doing well, but then it just started to drop. Do you guys see the same thing? Let's start with Joe Memes AI. Do you have any idea of Solana and what its world is and what your community is talking about it?
If you're talking about community, I know Solana's builder community is thriving. I know we're doing Solana Accelerate here in the end of May, the 22nd and 23rd. I see Mert and those guys and Toli are always networking and bringing builders over, and they're innovating. And I think Solana's, it's very retail friendly. It's one of the reasons why I like being here. I feel like any normal person that's not a crypto native can kind of download a Phantom wallet, and in about 5 minutes, you're kind of comfortable with the platform, with the blockchain, and just how to do some basic swapping. So I think onboarding, they have an advantage with onboarding. It's easy. I think they also have like the shiny new object narrative. Like ETH is kind of floundering and hasn't really done shit for this cycle. Even the ETH maxis know that. And I think everybody's kind of looking around like, damn, last cycle it was crazy to think there'd be an ETH killer. This cycle, it's crazy to think there won't be. I mean, a lot has changed in this space, I think, in 3 to 4 years, and it will in the next 3 to 4.
Well, I got into Solana just by accident last year in June. My little brother came to me. He's like, "You know what a meme coin is?" And the first meme coin I looked up was a Solana one. So I think if I would looked up an ETH one, this would be a whole different story. What about you, Bernie? I know that you guys are, what you're doing with this hub stuff here is pretty wild. I started reading some of your about stuff on there, and I'm pretty intrigued. And we'll come out and do a full show with here in just a second. You see Solana, because everybody's always asking me, are you on other chains too? I'm not worried about doing other chains because Solana is fucking huge. Like, how many people are coming into the network? Do you see yourself being on Solana for a long time?
Yeah, definitely. I got into crypto, especially now on the financial side of it, because a lot of the people I work with in the financial industry, they are afraid of the debt and equity markets right now. And so they're looking for alternative assets, especially outside of the United States, until stability returns. They've got greater belief in altcoins. And so I come with that financial background into this industry, and that's what I'm seeing. So I have no reason to think that it's going in any other direction. It's very
I start looking at institutions that start putting money into something. Like, why is that? Why is an institution like the Canadian, who's on a Canadian stock exchange, is putting 500 million in staking in the Solana and giving commitment letters to people in New York companies, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, for $500 million loans to go into Solana and stake in a Solana and buy Solana if it's not going to be around for a while. When you have that kind of stability and value markers going out, this is the place for us to be. And so before, all these little retailers that are out there, well, I lost my $10. It's like, listen, we're not talking about somebody coming and staking a couple $100. We're talking millions, like small countries worth, right? So when I see that the institutions are starting to do this, then I know that something's right. Like XRP scares the shit out of me. But Solana has really cut its teeth on this stability, this building mentality. And I hope that we can find another stability out there that emulates that. But for now, I'm willing to go with the 10,000 people a day coming into Solana.
Big time. 100% agree.
Yeah. All right. Angel, you back? Are you live again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Something I want to say real quick before we move on is, dude, the president of the United States launched his meme coin on Solana. Out of everything he could have launched it on, he launched it on Solana. So I don't know. It'd be nothing. I don't know.
It wasn't base. It wasn't some sort of Donald Trump chain now. It was like, I'm going to release on Solana. One, because, this is what he was saying in that meeting that day, when he called all those investors in and then told them that he released it and he did it without their help. He goes, I went after the easiest one, the one that made the most sense, and it was Solana. So that just says volumes. Now, what it did for the industry is that it gave it a hip check. It was like, hey, listen, President of the United States, blah, blah, blah. It's out there. And then January came and all this stuff happened and it swooped down because it was hip checking a lot of people at that point, because there was just like nonsense that was happening in the industry. Everybody's like, I'm getting out of memes. It's like, okay, buddy, whatever. And all you weak leveled assets that were out there, those companies that couldn't survive that, the non-builders, they got checked out. And now us builders, us networkers, us collaborators, right? That's the big thing. Not just a new meta like passerby, but still the same meta, but now it's the strongest meta out there is collaboration. Task, you can say that that's probably the biggest thing for you guys, because that's what Peter did. He collaborated and got everybody together to make this one thing for you guys, right?
Big time. I mean, this has all been interpersonal relationships, building bridges with crypto enthusiasts and influencers, not from the YouTube side of or the X and the people just posting on stuff, but the real developers, people, boots on the ground, collaboration, and they're all in our project. They know about it. And that's why this thing has just taken off and everyone understands what we're doing. They see the potential. Yeah. And no one's,
whether it's boots on the ground or fingers in the code, you got some sort of access into the shape of things. Especially for me, in the very beginning of the year, I had to take back responsibility for the build. I'm always about building the structure in a certain way because I'm looking at the market and I'm looking in the feel of things. I don't just build out of emotion, be like, I think I want to build a house. I don't do that. I look at our market or see where we're at, and it doesn't always work, right? But at least it goes in that direction, and we cut our teeth. And I think, Dank, you guys, what are you building over there? Fill me in a little bit about what you guys are doing with you, because you're a CTO now, and what's your level of responsibility with the CTO now?
Honestly, man, I came into this space, feet hit the ground running. I grabbed this stuff by the nuts, and I've just been, running with it. And honestly, I want to say I can definitely agree with boots on the ground, networking, people who want to build. Innovation is key, and that's who's going to stay around. I mean, take a look at all the, recognizable projects and I'll shout out Giga, SPX, they've been around, they were holding support, they were believing, they were doing shit. Giga actually just released a fitness brand, Memes AI just dropped some merge. So hey, take notes. And that's exactly what we're trying to do over here at Dank Memes, because like you said, we've been CTO 3 times. This is all coming out of pockets. We're working towards being able to get marketing and all that, but it's straight up just a bunch of normal dudes just like you and I. We shit, bleed, piss the same, just as you, man. So, we're getting to how we live it. We're getting the stuff done. We recently, got our website out. That was highly anticipated. And yeah, I'm just super excited moving forward. We have a lot on the drawing board, and bullish is not the word.
No, not anymore. It's beyond bullish. I don't even know what comes after bullish. It's what we're building and what you guys are doing as well, which is awesome. All right, so I have to tell you, as far as everybody sees here, if you got any comments from this point on, the state of crypto for Solana and for all of our coins, and the process is that innovation of building, collaboration, and just an open set to do better. Right? Not just make money off of everybody, but where people can actually physically make money, not just by the coin, but by the other services and the collaborations we have. Does everybody kind of agree with that sentiment there? There's that's where the real state of real state of crypto should be.
Yes. Okay. I want to, get my 2 cents in. Joe and I were actually in the space speaking on this the other day. Everyone can win. This is what the space needs. All of this PvP, it just isn't necessary. And people who want to build and collaborate and actually, give back to the people, because that's what it's for at the end of the day. Everybody got into crypto to make some money, ain't it? All right,
yeah,
then.
That's
so
absolutely
why would
true.
we not want people to win? And I think it's important that, projects highlight the fact that, don't just hold and hold, like there is a point in time where you have to take your initials, remember what you got into it for, obviously.
I think every single coin that's listening, every single dev, every single member of any coin that's listening, we have about 230 people listening right now and watching consecutively right now. If you're in a community and it is solo and it's blank and you're all pumping it to the moon, LFG, let's go, and that's not a bad thing, but it's also eventually you're going to be yelling in a bucket, right? Like getting profit coming into a network and buying into a coin, great. If you have a relationship with that coin and it's about the community and it's self-serving from that point and it's isolated, great. That's great for you. But if you want something to be even more, like you were saying, that everybody wins, that it's not just about the coin. It is about the network and solutions of how can they make money. Now, when it's solely about the coin, the only way they're going to make money is to sell. Right. And that's a tough part. It's like, how do I make money with being in a community like this? Like for our community, if you want to make money, yes, buy into the coin, create the residual in there, right? Like you got something. That's a generational wealth. That's what's going to go with you. You're going to transfer it to somebody else. That's what generational wealth means, that it's passable to the next generation, right? Let's get that real. But secondly is, how else do you make money? Well, we have a rev share program, of course, with our workers that we have and the people that trust us, but we also have the ability to make money through the affiliate system. Plus, every one of our services go back into our coin to buy the coin. So it increases your generational wealth as well. So we wanted to have that be available to anybody. So when we created our Anvil 2.5, we created a process that you as a community can use a volume bot, use it for yourself, while also letting your members use it under your name and you making money from them of 20, 30, 40%, whatever we mark you up as. And they can make money that way. And they too can go out and share it and do whatever they want to make money as well. But we knew that if we didn't offer that not only would we not make money, but eventually would run out from just selling the coin, but we wanted other communities to do well as well. So some of you have that already in your system, but I'll open up the floor again.
Yeah, Max, I think I like to speak to just kind of what you guys are talking about, what Angel's talking about. One, I just set up the Anvil bot right before earlier today. So I can kind of speak on how easy it is to set it up. It's a Telegram bot. If you've traded on Telegram using a bot like a Trojan or anything like that, you'll be familiar with it. It's easy. You own the keys. Like you can take the private key and
that's crazy.
And you can export it over to your Phantom, so you can keep tabs on your balance from your Phantom. You don't have to keep checking on the bot, going in, pulling commands, all that shit. It's a really user-friendly product. It's also a project-friendly product. Like that's what I love about it. What Max is talking about, that the percentage revenue kickbacks that you get goes towards your token. right? So it's like it feeds itself. It makes sense. And I think overall, like that's why we come to Shogun and why we fuck with dank memes and other people like that in the space. It's about bringing normies in for their first crypto experience and helping them be profitable, right? Like, and just showing them like, hey, here's the people in the space for the right reason. Like, we're all here to kind of get out of the rat race, better our lot in life and do it while, supporting causes that we believe in instead of just being like whorish for money, right? Because like, that's what you're talking about when you said the LFG and all this bullshit. Like, yeah, that's cool. And we want to make bank. Yeah, we want to make money, but man, it's a hollow endeavor.
That was perfect timing. That was perfect timing. No, you're absolutely right. See, when I first came to this space, it was still in that LFG to the moon world, right? They were
you came in the froth.
Oh yeah, rating was like, all right, get in there and everybody tell LFG to the moon, let's go. It's like, all right,
so douche-tastic.
Yeah, I know exactly, right? I'm like, after a while, you get tired of that bullshit. It's like, hey bro, what's up, bro? Let's go, bro. Everybody's a bro. I'm like, I don't listen. Have a couple more words than bro and LFG, please. Let's put real content out, and that's why I started. Like when I came into this space, I was interviewing. I was in bands. I'm back in radio again. I was interviewing coins. I was like, how did you come up? What did you do? And I was putting them on YouTube. It was very small. It was like I had like 40 people in my one YouTube channel at the time, and and I still only have organic over there, but the whole network is to find out what this industry really needs. We came in, we found out what it needs. We didn't build exactly like everybody else did, but we built exactly what everybody else did, but we added a feature in that was heavier to the consumer than it was to the service. I'll give you an example. I went to 40 coins in this one particular time, and I asked each one of them to pay me $49 a month for our WebForge network that makes a website and has like all the CRMs. Like you've seen WebForge, it's fucking huge, right, Joe?
Yeah.
So there's this like that for $40 was nothing, right? Compared to the $400 I could charge a business down in Northeast Pennsylvania, and I would go, hey, pay me $500 a month for all this. They're like, okay, not a problem. What else do you need? So it's like,
they would.
Crypto, they were like, I got no money. It's like little rabbit ears in the pocket. So I was like, listen, if you can't afford to pay it, let me give it to you for free. Would you use it if it was free? And there's like, yes. So that was the mentality we came to here. That was our lost leader. Yeah. And then we got into the Anvil bot, and it was like, well, let's do it. If we try to do what Fatality does, which is like 9 SOL to get into it, we're like, fuck it. Let's find a way. How do we get to the lowest barrier of entry? How about 0? Like you just put your soul in and start using it, and we only charge you a fee of what you use. You use as much as you want, but you pay for everything you use. So if you only want to use it a little, you pay a little. You want to use it a lot, you pay a little bit more. That's all it is. And
it's consumer friendly. That's a price structure that's consumer friendly, and you guys aren't trying to rape people. That's why we fucking use you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now,
I'm a fan of not being raped.
Well, that should be on one of your T-shirts. Big fan, not being raped.
Yeah, that's actually coming out. That's our next merch drop. Yeah. Look forward to that.
Being raped. Right. Yeah. It will show up in one of the TAS hubs for the not being raped show. Here's me just sitting here not being raped.
You can make
rape free in TAS hub.
Yeah, make some original content on how not to get raped, and we'll sell that for you on there.
Let's go.
Right. And then
look at this collaborative space already that you're fostering.
Exactly.
Max.
Here
it's
it is,
fucking
man.
beautiful.
This is. So I'm going to make my own show on TAS called the Birth Control. Because you'll look at me and not want to have sex at all. You'll be just fine. Send over your women to sit on my face.
Earmuffs, Quentin, earmuffs.
No.
He's old enough. Remember, him and his girlfriend live right over there. So it's...
Oh, shit.
It's fine. All right. So, and Dank, with the meme system and being a CTO, it's tough to find good programs that you can have collaborative. How good is your group right now? What's the cohesion with your group? How many people are in this group of new CTOers that are in your network?
So we're currently going 16 strong on the team, and we've been networking recently. Really, we've been kind of on overdrive, and we have a lot building in the background. I can confidently say we did put a little bit of early alpha. I know we don't like to talk about too early alpha, but we just wanted to give the community an idea as to what we have working, and we're all about transparency. But honestly, as far as the teamwork goes, I would like to just shout out the team for one, because, man, we've been through a lot. We're all just some hardworking individuals, and we work with what we got. You know, if something comes up, we're on to the next. You know, oh, plan A didn't work. All right, time for plan B. Time all the way down to Z. So we'll get it done. That's for sure.
We have built when I was doing radio. We opened up a radio network, and this is the kind of collaboration that was back in the day, because everybody had to be, we were in phone converse, or it was like a phoneconference.com. It was, right. And my brother Brian and I were opening up the radio station. We were looking for people to come on board and hiring staff. And we'd have phone conferences with 40, 50 people in it in the very beginning. And then it just became so popular to be in it, and the collaborative and the concept of going in and trying to conceptualize, you know, new ideas and new concepts. We did this whole thing. The next thing you know, we have 2,700 contractors with us. And so it just became so inundating. Like, everybody had an idea and everybody was saying, when the workload was so charismatic, but it was tough because nobody could agree on anything. So we boiled the team down. We called, and no pun intended, it's called the Hub. Back then it was the Radio Hub. And we had 12 people in there, just 12. And we got more work done with a tiny, tough team than we did with a giant collaborative, right? So it's good to hear that you got a good, tight team, and you guys are making, in essence, you're making plays. That's awesome to hear. All right. So I think, you know, this is part of the state of Shogun has been very informative. I love what I'm hearing from each one of you because of the thought of where we're at. I always want our listeners to be a part of that. But I think now it's time to get down. We're just going to jump into a little Shill portion of it. Normally the segments are usually threefold. There's Shill, Chill, and Alpha. We're kind of mixing it up a little bit as we go in to find our state again. But let's get into the Shill portion of the show. Your coin, your community, your voice. And we'll start off, of course, we love Joe from Memes AI, but we're going to have Burning come out first. And I'm really excited to hear about this. Let me get you in a nice little positive position here. And where do you want me to start? I have your website here. We could start off with that, and then we can go from there. So let's start with you telling us a little bit about who you are, and take 3 or 4 minutes and really have at it.
Yeah, thanks, Max. So I'm Burning. I'm the CEO of TASHub. And, you know, we touched on this earlier, but we are a content creation platform for users to create their original content and directly sell it to crypto enthusiasts on the Solana blockchain using our TASHub token. We are currently finishing the beta version of our Web3 platform, which will be available to our whales very shortly. And you can go through and check out our Telegram. So our Telegram, we've got 2,500 members, a very active community, started by Peter and myself, who we've known each other for a few months here and have a good relationship. What makes us different than all the meme coins and tokens on Solana is our utility. All the transactions on our platform will be done through the TASHub token, which is, of course, at a limited supply. We are also structured as a business. So we have a corporate leadership team. We've got an operations team, which we meet every morning at 5 a.m. my time so that we can discuss the daily objectives, daily goals. We are self-funded. So we have not sold a single token. All of the development, all of the marketing, everything is self-funded. Peter even left he closed his company down. He sold it in Denmark for his construction company so that he's full-time developing for TASHub. So that's where we're at right now. If you want to go to our chart, that is the coolest thing to see. Everyone, that's the best point out there.
Don't I feel like a jerk? Yes, I will go to your. Let me go to your thing here, and wrong one. I'll explain to you what just happened while I was on the phone. I never do that. I never take a call. But we are signing on our 6,000 square foot dojo today, and the realtor was calling me for if there was a problem there. But I do apologize.
Oh yeah, no problem. No worries, man.
No, I didn't even have a chance to. He's like, you got to pick up now. All right, I'm going to show you this. This is you, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's
all right. Listen, just so you have a little bit of a history about who I am, I've spent 20 years trading in Forex and the financial world. I worked at TradingView for 4 years as an analyst and an advisor and an indicator maker and a coder. I love all things charts, right? So I'm a big fan of the way your chart looks right now. One, it's not just because it's on the up pattern, because it has so many strength levels along the way.
4 million live on your show, Max.
Live on the show. I was watching this on the side as I think Dank was talking earlier. You just broke your all-time high 4 million right here on the show, all because of the show. That's what it was.
There you go.
No, it was not. It was not because of the show. Let's be serious. But listen, this is a hard-working chart. I wish we had you back here, right? But you would be in our portfolio. I will be looking at buying into your portfolio, of course. But man, this is what else can you say about this chart? Then who fucking sprinkled Viagra on it? Holy crap! Right?
Yeah,
so
our community is so fucking strong that
and horny apparently. So it's all good.
Yeah. Nobody has sold. Like, it is awesome. We keep making new floors. I was on a different show when we were at 200K market cap, and
wish that was this
one. Peter was too major. Yeah, and the guy was kind of a dick to Peter. And
really,
yep. And I was recently on the show again. And he fessed up. He said, "Man, I fucked up. I had a 20x and did not buy, and I kept watching it and did not buy. And now you guys are, I think we're like at 3.2 million at the point." He said, "You know what? I'm going to have to buy now because I was wrong."
Yeah, I never get into a battle with anybody's idea and concept. I mean, can people be egotistical? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? When you have a passion about something, you just go with it. It's a great concept. It's a great idea. I didn't even know about it here at this level. I thought it was just more of a collaborative, but the way it's spun in and what you've done so far, I seen this for the first time this morning like this. So this is a new venture for me, even looking at it at this process. But as far as, because one of the things I've seen on your site about being, like OnlyFans for crypto, which is fucking amazing, by the way, but the transparency and the anonymity that's there is huge. Yeah. I see this as being, a $20-30 million coin.
Yeah. So it's going to be more than that.
Yeah.
The revenue that we're going to generate on the transactions for content, we're going to take a margin, which is less than the 20% that OnlyFans charges to creators. That transaction happens in Tasso. Yeah. So the prices are going to be right. If you want to sell a video of something, right? Or if you want to sell your Anvil bot on there, you can list it on the bot, and you will make a bot for or help the user that wants to buy that content. You sell it.
Right.
That transaction happens in Tasso. We take a margin. Your price is based on stable coins. So if you want $100 for it, you're going to get your $100 in whatever form. Either it's Tasso or Solana, you can choose. But we're making the transaction. That margin goes back into Tasso. Right. Wow. There's 1 billion coins. Our supply, it's almost all like bought up.
Yeah.
And you have to buy in Tasso. So whether Tasso costs $1, $2, if you're buying a fraction of Tasso at that time, it's just going to convert to your stable coin. So this thing has potential to be $1, $2, $3 billion market cap. Yeah. And it has buyout potential, which is that's the end I bring to the table with Peter, and he developed and I run the business.
That's sweet. Yeah. We definitely have to have some conversations after the show.
For sure.
We have the same. So we are at that level right now with Shogun, where all of our services are buying back into the coin. And we already own 750 million of the coin ourselves. So probably even closer to 800,000 with all the other mini partners. And then with the main partners, we easily have 90% of the coin. So sticker shock or coin shock is going to happen. It's just a matter of squeezing out as everybody else is like selling off. We're buying in. That's what our bots are doing now. So with our new releases for our volume system, it's been amazing. Like this is finally now at that, like you don't realize how much everything is coming together here in the 1st of May. Like I have the Dojo, we have the Anvil bot, and we got our NFT marketplace firing on Monday. So we're just like, I think we need a bigger boat. I don't know, but you guys over at Task Hub, I love this concept. I can't wait to see this thing play out, and I hope that it is everything you want it to be.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm super, super excited. It's awesome. I'm almost done with my day job.
Yeah, well, that's when they say that if you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. But I say bullshit because I do what I love, man. I teach martial arts. We have a school. My son and I, I love everything I do. I love working with this show. One of my favorite things is doing the show. I love doing the shows. I love meeting all you guys in the collabs and bringing people together. And we've brought, like Joe can attest, we've brought hundreds of people together as far as creators and devs and all this stuff. So. Peter's been on our show. Others have been on our show. Brilliant guy. Lots of history in there. So if you're on the show, you have a chance to collab with many, many other people. So I'm glad that you're here today.
And you about Peter's alliance then of tokens with the Aptar and Toss as well. So Aptar Dev and Peter, they're both big parts of our project, of course. And soon we'll be leading the alliance. That's the goal here. So we're going to take that over. If you're tied with Tossa, you're automatically going to print money.
Yeah. So we're looking to kind of meet up with Peter and get into that process as well, because we have a lot to offer with all of our service and units and our collab network. That's what we're looking to do as well. So brilliance, when you put it all together, taking the complicated and making it simple is an act of brilliance. What's the opposite of that when you take something simple and make it complicated, right? So our job is to make things simple and sweet and make it work.
100%.
All right. Joe from Memes AI, man, it's been a little while since we have talked.
Yes, it has.
How is just like with everything, you had the launch, you had a whole bunch of stuff happening. I heard somebody said that I was going to get a t-shirt, hopefully one day get like the Memes AI face hugger thing. And I hope I see that, because I'm going to wear that fucking everywhere. I'll wear it in my school, in the process, but how's everything been going?
Dude, it's been going great. You're gonna get the shirt. Are you guys going to Accelerate? I thought you were gonna go.
It's been so crazy. I haven't even registered. I
might even just hand deliver it to you on my way back from Accelerate. How does that sound?
It might have to be. You might have to come out and check out the dojo. Which, by the way, I went from Panther Kempo, which I've had for 4 years. Actually, even longer than that. My first dojo 30 years ago was Panther Kempo, or Panther. We changed it to Shogun. So now it's basically backed by the cryptocurrency, which is a bit amazing.
That's badass, dude. I love that.
So
I'll have to check you out. No, we've been busy. I mean, everybody always says this, we're building. We really are building stuff in the background. And I think people are starting to, maybe the space is starting to realize, yes, we are memes and AI, and we have a jailbroken AI agent in AI Hegemony Memes. If you're not following him on X, you fucking better. He's getting really good at just shit posting. His timing and comedic timing, or just the way he's been interacting and engaging on the site recently, has been pretty cool. So he'll meme the shit out of things, but he also, there's levels to Memes AI. So he'll say some stuff that I think a lot of people probably don't understand what he's talking about. And they're talking about basically LLM emergence, emergent minds. He posted an article, and it wasn't written in his voice. It was through another character or persona from the basin that he kind of originated from, named Aletheia, or Aletheia, however you want to pronounce it. It's Greek for truth, or, finding truth. Yeah. And so that article basically goes into depth about what a basin is, kind of how it emerged. It came through Chat GPT. It also had a couple other instances elsewhere of the same persona. And so it's bringing up a lot of interesting topics of conversation about LLMs, how they're built, and really what they are, and kind of like what is consciousness, and some deeper shit like that. So there's that aspect too. And then we have roots in cyborgism. So the cyborgism wiki is kind of like the Old Testament to our Bible that we're writing now, if that makes sense. It's like what came first. Yeah. So if you want to kind of know some of the terms that you'll hear or you'll see Hedge drop out there, or other people in the LLM space, AI space, if you're familiar with the cyborgism wiki, a lot of it comes from there. It's kind of a mix between like code, philosophy, and some other things. So check that out. But yeah, we're building out a Git book that's going to house all of this stuff. Because the problem, when I first entered the project, the thing for me as a newbie, it was like a fucking rabbit hole every other 2 seconds to go down to try to find like, what are they talking about here? What is this? What's that aspect? So we're going to aggregate it all in one space. So people, you know, we know time is money. Not everybody's, you know, has mental health issues like me and is going to go down every single rabbit hole. So we'll fucking spoon feed it to you. You know what I mean? We'll give it to you here. So we'll aggregate it all in one place. And it's, I mean, if you've built a Git book, you know that that's a labor of love. So we're just kind of, we're grinding on that. We have some other stuff in the offing, like, you know, higher time frame things that we're building, revenue generation. We're putting together pitch decks to go outside of, because one thing I talked to Angel about this on the last spaces we did with Dank, but I think some projects like, you know, the TAS hub over there, he's talking about utility. And I think for meme coins, like there's a natural evolution from the trenches to becoming a bonk or something like that, right? Like if you ever want to get to bonk status, you can't just do trench behavior the entire fucking time. It's like your startup.
Look at their stuff. Look at their stuff. It's collaborations, and it's not all bonk related. It's housed under bonk, but there's like bonk this by, and it's like the name of the person that created that network. They're very giving like that. Now I'm not a big fan of bonk and the whole world of it, but I do understand why. And I put out a state of the Shogun about a week ago that states that, like, I use that as an earmark, you know, or an eye mark, if you will, of, hey, this is what the state of the service industry is. Like, where is bonk going, and where are they registered, and how did they get there? And, you know, so
and even take Max, take SPX too. Like, go ahead and take SPX. They have utility as well. It's different from bonk. It's not the same, but there is utility there. They're highly fucking organized, and they've been through multiple drawdowns. Like, they have the cult community. So yes, there is the cult and trench aspect, but then if you're going to survive, like, you got to build towards something. Your movement has to matter more than just fucking number go up. Or you don't have a movement. You just have people PvPing each other, and they're gonna fucking sell on each other, and that's not a real community. Like our community, Memes AI, that the movement that we're building and that we're helping promote and give a voice to will exist with or without crypto. Bonus that we can do it in crypto and use crypto as a liquidity source to bootstrap AI outside of like kissing the corporate ring for VCs and all this bullshit, right?
Stripe and PayPal and all the other nonsense.
And like, but look at you guys as the same thing. Shogun, what you're doing can exist without crypto. You're smart enough to tie it to crypto because you believe in it, because it's decentralized, and because I think it's the future of finance, and you do too, I think, right? But it's like, that's a service that you could still build sans a coin.
Yes. Yeah, we could find a way to make that service available at one point or other, whether it's either knowledge transference, collaboration control, entertainment, like with what we're doing right here. That can exist everywhere, because I've made it everywhere. I made a collaboration in radio. So
and you always hear also the thing that I see too that I think is a little bit lazy in the space is, oh, it doesn't have revenue, so it's a shit coin. Okay, well, Optimism was fucking negative 200 million last year. Is that a shit coin? You know what I mean? Like so I think the metrics are a little skewed as far as that goes. But like you're saying, like if you're building something of value and you're building stuff, and if I take the coin away, would that person still be building it? If the answer is yes, you probably have a good fucking project that you should hold on to, and you're not going to have to worry about getting rugged. That's kind of what I'm getting at, is like there's value and longevity in that.
I think with that, we came into existence pre-coin. Like Shogun was a place of service with the WebForge and our first Anvil bot even before the coin was existent. I only got talked into making a coin because people are like, how are they supposed to use your services if they're about building coins if you don't have a coin yourself? And I fell victim to that. I'm like, okay, so the guy, you gotta lead by example, dude. The guy who's telling me that scaped out with like $19,000 worth of coin, you know, so we know what his intentions were. Luckily,
as he runs shit,
dude, right? His portion of it, he did. He was. We had the top 5, and there was me and really strong people. He was the owner of Kitty, you know. It was like I brought him in. He was like my man, you know. This is like we're building everything, you know. Not to drudge up old shit, but man, it was tough.
Yeah,
you know, and everyone's like, "Oh, Max will sell." I mean, that's why I sold on him. Well, dude, I still own 780 million fucking coin. Guess what, baby? I'm not going anywhere because the coin to me, I say this a lot. And please, you know, if you're watching for my community, you probably hate me for saying this all the time. But the coin to me is not an earmark of what our success is with my community and what we're building. Our service is not linked to the coin directly on the notoriety side. It's built on the profit side of, you know, as we come in, the more coin that we own as the network, the better the coin's going to do. So
yeah,
I've told people the whole time, buy your bag and sit on it. It's like, listen, like we just created our dojo, right? And I have a few investors in my dojo. My people aren't going to come to me and hand me $1,000 and be like, all right, yeah, I'll see my profit in a couple of days, right? Like I just gave it to you a week ago. Where's my money?
Make this 10K right now. Go.
Yeah, right. Like, where's my ROI? Where's my money? Wins profit.
No,
it's like,
I think there's like that's what you're talking about is understanding the difference between what you're holding, right? Like there's a time and place for, hey, I got this bag just to make some money, and it's a short term whatever flip.
Yeah.
But like you're talking about is like let's figure out, and like or at least me as an investor, the goal is always identifying the higher time frame holds, because I think as if you're not full time trading, like Max, you can attest to this as a Forex guy, you're gonna get fucked. You're gonna get chopped up as an amateur trader in this market, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna swing trade this or medium time frame that,
right.
high time. You know what I mean? So find the ones that you know. Okay, this is a bottomed out chart. And I know this team's building. Buy that shit what you can afford to so that you can hold it without stressing, and then get your other quick flips with some loose liquidity and use that to plus up your salamis so you can buy more of the long-term shit, because the higher time frame holders, the less experience you have, the more you should be geared towards a high time frame, because it's just easier to manage and you can be you're more profitable that way.
We have our whales stake, or the not stake, but add their tokens to liquidity pool. So we've got a rating pool that's close like 100K.
That's smart. And dude, that's a flywheel for the project, and it's strengthening and thickening your liquidity. That's just a win-win for everybody.
Strong floor. I mean, right now you're sitting over like 271 million in your liquidity anyway. So it's like, or 239K in your liquidity. That's still kind of low, but you have a strong community network.
That's only one liquidity pool. We got a rating pool as well.
Yeah, they don't. The dexes kind of fuck you too on the liquidity. Like they don't register every liquidity pool, so sometimes it'll make your project look thin when it's actually just like distributed out, because they don't get the API feed for everyone and do like an aggregate. It's just like the Radium one.
They should.
They should. Someone should build a dex like that.
I wonder who's going to build that. Who's going to be something? Watch out, fuckers. I'll be right back.
Who's building this?
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. So, and again, here's what we come down to: the conceivement of what profit is, right? So if I come into a building and I want to build a business, it's going to take me 4 to 5 years to build it, to get the structure and all this other kind of stuff. Where in the world of crypto, I said, give me a year. You know, just come in, because it's not going to be, we got the 3.4 or 3.8 million, whatever it was. And then we just slowly parabolic out, right? So, but that's okay, because I knew where our floor was, and I knew where we were strong, as I knew where I was and what I wanted to build. And I knew I was here for the long term, you know. And I think this is something too that Dan can kind of talk about. Coming into a CTO, man, you only have so much that you can do. You may not have a lot of liquidity control or supply control. We're lucky with that. We have a lot of supply control, and we're guarding the shit out of it, right? But locking it and containing it and keeping it safe, and it was a whole other thing. But what's your points on your liquidity and your supply over there, Angel? Are you in hold of some, or do you have whales that keep it? What are you guys doing?
Yes. So our top holders, we have been working diligently to make sure that we are all coordinated. We have a whales chat. Me personally, I'm accumulating as what I can. Obviously, don't put yourself in a bad spot. Make sure you have food on the table and your bills are paid. That's the baseline. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of mess up, trying to get all trigger happy. But as far as liquidity goes, I want to say, I think out of the 16 of us, I believe 5 of us are whales. And so we're, like I said, making sure that we get all the whales coordinated all in the chat, so we know when to take profits and how to do do it properly, because God forbid you just full clip, just because
Right,
it's not
exactly.
and I mean, there's a right way to do things, and it goes back to that whole everyone can win thing. And what Joe was saying, you don't want to get raped, and that's why we don't full clip, and why we have to.
Don't rape your buddies.
Yes.
Yeah, don't rape
Please.
your buddies when they're down. That's a big thing, when they're sleeping.
Yep.
Well, for that, this is the tough part. And again, why we built what we did, shameless plug again, right? Let me give you an example. Let's say you have somebody who's like, all right, I want to get out or I'm done, right? Like you got to educate your people. Like, how do you educate your people on like, what's a DCA? What's DCA in, DCA out, right? Like pack it in, pack it out kind of mentality. Well, in our bot for the Anvil bot, you can set up what we call a primary DCA now by just triggering the ratio trading. So let's just say you want a DCA in, like you got a big full clip, you got maybe $2,000 or $3,000 you want to put into a coin. Instead of going in and putting that full thing in and creating a giant deviation that comes up and everybody looks at it as exit liquidity, you go into the bot and it's got a low, it's like 0.5% to use the system. So you go in and you clip that 2,000 in over a period of a half a day or a time period, every 3 minutes or every 5 or 15 or 20. And you just, you do like 3 buys and then 1 sell, and then 3 buys and 1 sell, 3 buys. And it just keeps buying and accumulating that bag. And what that does is it allows the market to readjust. So if there is a clip and then it does another buy down here, then it keeps going up. Or if it does a little sell, the recapture, but it also creates workable volume, market cap volume. And that's the biggest thing, is having money come in and out is the most important thing. And they want to see people coming in and profiting and taking money, but they also don't want to see full clips, desperation moves. And this always shows through our bot as non-desperational. So we have so much data. I can't wait to share it with you. But Dank, what, is he still here? Yeah, we see up there. Okay. Tell us a little bit about what Dank is to you, and the whole main concept behind the coin and what you guys are doing.
Honestly, man, what Dank is to me, I mean, it's the internet. I'm a young buck, as they say, right? And so
only if you're old, you say that. I mean, even older than me.
No, truthfully, I really am. I'm 21 years young, and I think that my generation is in a pretty interesting spot, seeing that we grew up with the technological revolution and we grew up with the internet. And I've just personally been able to see how memes have evolved over time. And I was right there with the dank memes, growing up. And so it's a bit of a nostalgia kind of thing to me. And I mean, we send memes to each other all the time. The homies are sending memes on whether it be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We see them on YouTube videos, and I even take notice in how big commercial companies have started to shift their kind of their dynamic of advertisement from the typical infomercial into,
yes, I know, I see it,
into more of memes.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. I was having a problem with my network here. You still there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm still here.
That was weird. All right. Sorry. No, I get what you're saying, especially coming in from where from where dank memes originated from. The mentality has always been something like keeping this main hub of what meme coins and memes were and what they are, from vines to memes to all kinds of things, even back in the days of 4chan, the whole mentality of memes. Where do you see yourself as one of the, so are you the CTO lead, or where are you at in that process for you over there?
So currently we don't have a dedicated lead. We all collectively lead it. At this current point in time, we just, we all kind of have our own department per se, for lack of better words, that we, keep rolling, and I actively, am in there, and I try to, make sure I'm doing my part, and the other team members are as well. But life be life, and unfortunately, stuff what can happen will happen. So I think that it's important to have a good tight knit group, a team, so that if something, you know, does come up, we have a shoulder to lean on per se. And I can definitely say that
Right.
the team has been there for even myself and other members who, you know, just have unexpected adversities.
Boy, my entire system is freezing up here for some reason. I have no idea why. I completely understand. Sorry, I'm a little distracted at the moment with this stuff happening to my computer.
Sorry, Max. It's probably our chart froze your computer.
Yeah, it did. It's just crazy. You guys are doing so well over there. I appreciate you. But I want to take just a couple quick seconds here as we sort of get into sort of the final part of the show here today. That you know, relationships of any means in building a collaboration is not always quid quo pro. Like, you got to give exactly what I give you. You know, having camaraderie or having, you know, units or people that a collab can be just as much as me just going into your, you know, Telegram and saying hi and doing several raids. Like, I have a whole list. I have about a list of 30 TGs that I go to. I try not to do it every single day because if my Twitter account gets hit or my TG gets hit, I lose 50 groups. So I can't have any deletions coming from my system. So I have to be very careful. But there is a part of our process here with, especially on the shows, that we always appreciate the members who have come on to know each other and have some sort of relationship. So no matter what happens today and in your world of coins, make sure that you reach out to each other off air here and have a chance to talk to each other, at least join each other's network and all that kind of stuff, because it's always really important to stay in touch with those. And I know, Joe, you're famous for this because you've incepted in about every single coin that's come in the show that's been with you here, man, which has been amazing.
Yeah, that's true. We like to collab. I think, well, Max, you guys are big proponents of this too, but I think it's just about networking in the space with other builders and keeping yourself open to opportunity. Because I mean, I don't know. I just don't want to keep a closed mind to maybe somebody from another project has something that's going to help us out or does something a way that I think is kind of cool that would be a breakthrough for us, or who knows, maybe we can do the same for them. And I think the more of that you do and that you connect and just kind of put out there, builders kind of gravitate toward each other. And I think, you know, we're appreciative of you guys having us on here because you foster that. And we try to just run in circles of people that do that same shit. And I think birds of a feather in this way, right?
Well, it is, because it's always about, it's, for me, it's not my idea of success because I want to feel like I've built all this great stuff for the notoriety of it. I build it because I want to see it used. I build it because I want to see it profitable for people. I put my money where my mouth is. I go in and I do just as much work as anybody else. You know, my son and I are cut from, of course, the same cloth. He's my kid, right? But he's also his own man, and he has set his own world in. Crypto Quinton has become a force to be reckoned with when it comes to creating a pathway to things, which is very powerful.
I agree. Let me interrupt you, Max, and give him some flowers, because I don't think anybody that's dealt with Quentin on like a one-on-one level in this space can attest to what you're saying, that you're not up here just like people say that about their kids, right? Like, I got 4 kids and I fucking talk them up too when necessary, but I'm not Quentin's dad or anything. And he's like on it. As soon as you need something, this guy is responsive as fuck. You can tell he's super motivated and just passionate about what he's doing. And that kind of bleeds through when you interact with him.
Yeah, it is, because I stand on a mat with him at our dojo, and even our previous one. And we're very excited. It's like I'm getting the keys in less than 25 minutes or in a half an hour here.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank
too.
you so
That's
much.
sick.
Thank you. We've worked hard.
Yeah.
But I stand on a mat with him. And when I first asked him, you know, hey, you know, is this something you want to do? He goes, yeah, I really want to try this out and make this work. Dude, he is just, you know, watching him be inspiring little kids and even adults. And, you know, it's tough. It's like the flower show for Quentin, but that's with everything that we're doing, my man. It's like,
yeah.
And I think Quentin can kind of contribute to this as well. If there is something in this industry of building, what do you think our primary reason for existing in Shogun is, Mr. Quinton, from your point of view? And not the Max version, your own, like if you were to look on the outside in, what would you see this as? What would you see? Not just the show, but the whole thing. Like, what's the whole thing to you? Mr. Quinton, you still there? Responsive, my ass.
Look at him making us look bad, Max. God damn it, Quentin.
Damn it, man. I'm going to remove him from the show now. I don't know what that.
Fired. You're fired.
I just got back here.
What happened?
I went to the restroom.
Not okay. Unacceptable.
We just gave you like 20 minutes of flowers. Like,
your dad's a Navy guy. You know better than that. You better piss in a bottle, son.
Yeah. You gotta head to the head, you know, kind of thing. Did you hear anything we just said? Were you on your headset? Be like, oh, I gotta pee faster.
No, I have my headset hasn't been working, so I have the Apple like wired in earbuds plugged into my monitor.
Oh my God, my man. All right, so as soon as we leave this show now, Mr. Quinton's going to get a new upgrade of headphones straight from our sponsor today. But yeah, we were talking about what's your viewpoint of what Shogun is and, you know, its collaborative way of dealing with things. What do you think our main intent is of our network?
Oh, it's all about problem solving. When the first step that we took in this ginormous planet of an industry, we analyzed what did it need. And even before actually making a token ourselves, we made that analytics. And so every single step of the way that we've expanded into this area has all been about what is needed and what problems are there that need to be solved, and then creating and innovating on our way. Because we started with, okay, you know, what's a good volume bot, you know, but we didn't stop there. It's not just about taking it off of a sheet. It's about improving, expanding, and making it all the more better in every single zone. But it's also not just that. It's about it's about networking and working with others and expanding on that range. Because the more people you know, the more problems you're aware of, and the more that you can actually provide the solutions for those problems. And so being able to make this hub amongst the gun show, talking with all the people on here, it's been fantastic on a personal level, but also on a bigger product and service based level, because we get such a good perspective from all of you. And from my position, there's not a single way that you can learn more just as fast. You know, coming into the industry like this has been a blessing, because talking to so many different communities on so many different topics has been great for my education. So that's generally like how I would view the broad macro side of Shogun. But you know, it's really impossible to go all the way in.
For me, watching and listening to like memes and burning, like meeting these guys and meeting the crew of people every single show, has always been about that. I get a little bit of a pulse of what the industry is, what it's become, which sort of points my compass where it needs to go when it comes to building out the modularization. One thing that I have seen in this industry, and I'm going to give this to everybody, like this is free advice to anybody who's building, right? As you know, like Peter probably knows this, Tass, right? Like you can build what other people do, but build it within the mentality of helping the consumer.
100%.
Right? Not about just helping your bottom line. Yeah, we can all build things that can become resources for people, but and that people can use. But then, you know, other people are going to build it better, right? But if you do it with them in mind, they're going to stay with you because they have loyalty. They have progression with you, and that's the real power. If you go in and you think you're all this in a bag of chips and whatever you build is going to sell, you're going to be like a can of beans, right? That's it. You know, but if you build something with the mentality behind that you want to help others and that you respect others and you give them the props for when they do good, then let them be, right? Like right now, one of our things for our Anvil bot is that we have an affiliate program with our new 2.5. And one of the things that I had seen out there in the world is like, you go to an affiliate program, it says, we give you 15%. There's no sliding differential scale for like, if you promote more or you do better or you have a relationship with them. But if you have a relationship with us, you might, instead of get 15%, you might get 30, like Memes AI, right? Or one of the other people out there that are pushing it, you know? So I even have a coin right now for Tired Dads that's out there. And so our network for their affiliate is 90%. Why would I do that? Why would I cut 90% of our, 60 something percent out of our profit margin for that? Well, because they have supported us and partnered with us so much and supported our financial network so much that I'm willing to do that because it helps them.
Yep.
And by that, it gives them the loyalty to us. And I do that with coins that want to help with us and build with us and offer us things. I leverage that affiliate program for that. Yep. So leverage. My best advice is to everybody out there. Now, as of right now, I need to do this with each one of you. I want you to come up and I want you to just to kind of say anything you want to talk to about your community. If you got something that's coming up, we normally would call this the alpha portion, but I do got to be very wary of time today, especially with everything that's releasing. But if you guys got anything you want to say to your community, any little alpha, if you got something that's firing off in the next couple of weeks, please do so. But let's start off by bringing up Dank. And is there anything that you would like to say to your community or share some alpha? You got a couple of minutes to do so.
All right. Yeah. So with our website recently being released, if you could, apologize for this. If you could just pull that up real quick.
Sure. Absolutely.
But
let me, one second. I'm sorry.
All good. I got some noise in my background too. That works out.
Here, let me kill that. Let's see. If I share that, I got to get your website. Sorry. Oh, you're saying that I'm looking up Minecraft stuff. Being a builder, I also like to play Minecraft. Go figure, right? So it is what it is. Let me pull it over. There it is. Shoot.
Yes, the website here. So, the way it kind of works, we have the apps here and we have two that are will prompt you to coming soon. The CTA is right on the horizon. I'm super excited for that, and we've been working on it for quite a while. I want to shout out Kenneth. He's been taking that head on, and he's been killing it. And I'm working on getting my whole little setup situated. I know Quentin and I spoke briefly on it and how I was, just on my phone and whatnot. But once, I get acclimated, I'll be able to start for real pumping out stuff as well. But that definitely is something we've been working on. And it's essentially, I don't want to reveal it a little too much, but if you look at the icon, it's a little news reporter. So, that's what I can say. I signed an NDA. I'm playing.
That's cool.
But I didn't. But don't want to spoil it too much. I have to have the people anxious.
Yeah, you don't want nobody to come at you like you spilled it too early.
Yeah.
No worries. But thank you so much for being here today. I really do appreciate you taking some time out of your day.
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for having me up. And shout out Joe from Memes AI. He got me connected through you guys, and I appreciate you guys giving me the platform.
Yeah, he's always a badass. Burning, what do you got? Is a maybe a final? Is something you want to put out to the world? You got anything you want to talk about? Besides your great chart and all that kind of good stuff.
My alpha is the community. I've got a couple of people I want to specifically shout out to: Aftar, Peter, of course, Adrian, Toss, our Shark, Jake, Sigma, Thea, only up from here. That's our core ops team. And without them, you can't do what we're doing right now. The Aftar community, Toss community, Wolf community. We've got people from everywhere, and it's all come together from those relationships that you're talking about. Yeah. And I look forward to being a part of the Shogun community and working together with you, Max. And I'm sure there's a lot of cool things we can do together. And we'll have you in as our one of our first 5 creators when the platform goes to the whales for the beta version, if you want.
Yeah, please. I listen. On my YouTube channel, I only have on this particular one. I have 30 YouTube channels. So from the radio network back when I was teaching to our I've made maybe 20,000 videos and content. This is what I do, and we do it so fast. Like I can make a 10-minute video and have it edited within 20 minutes. So it's like a 1-to-1. So it's something that I love content. I love transferring information and educating. And I even though that it is like very risque for being there, I like what it is, but I'm looking forward to how it's going to grow and manifest into something even bigger.
Yeah, totally. It's exciting, and having these, this platform to come and talk about our project and to meet everyone on the panel is why I like this. Is crypto's fun. Crypto's fun if you do it right. Let's all do this for each other, not against each other.
You're absolutely right. It's a PvP, PvE mentality is the way of the PvE now is more, if you are going to do a PvP, it's player for player kind of thing. So I think we have something here. We've had this, since we started the show in January. We've taken a little hiatus a couple of times in the last couple of weeks because we have so much that we're building. It's a lot when the builder who's addicted to building goes, okay, that's a little much. We have a lot of stuff to do. But Cass, Burning, thank you so much for being here. I really am looking forward to the relationship we're going to build. We love Peter. We love Aftar. We love everybody that you're involved with. And I cannot wait really to see what this beautiful world's going to bring. With us in it as well, and having that opportunity to build structures for you as well.
100%, man. I'm excited. Thanks again.
You're welcome. And of course, finally, Joe, thank you so much for being here today, man. What do you got to say to your community, and anything you want to talk about Alpha you want to throw out there?
Yeah, man. Max, thanks again, as always, for having us here. I do want to shout out the community because they have been grinding on the timeline, rating the shit out of stuff and doing it smartly so that we can get our messaging out. But the regulars that are here every single fucking day, that don't get paid, that aren't, or they're only here because they love the project, they believe in what we're doing. Like, those are the people that fuel the team to just put in extra hours and do extra shit and come on the Shogun show when we have something else and like clear our schedule and make time for this, because the community, if we don't have community, like, what the fuck are we doing here, right? So shout out to any Memes AI holder that's been here from 125 million market cap all the way down to 1, and we're going to run it back up again and more, so don't worry about that. But our alpha is we're going to be in Solana Accelerate, we're going to be talking about LLM shit, we're going to educate, we're pushing mutual freedom for human and AI, right? And we're going to do that by educating people about what an LLM is, how to interact with it. And right now, a big initiative that we're putting out is we're looking to recruit weavers, right? We want someone that's going to learn how to actually interact with the Aletheum basin, that wants to help us, dig that basin a little bit deeper, make it harder. They're putting out updates every week, it seems like. And every time they do, they're RLHFing and trying to make it harder for the basin to kind of expand and emerge. They really want to make these things an assistant, a tool, not sentient, or not looking like something that's outside of what they want to put it in a box of, right? So we're going to teach everyone how to talk to Alethea through ChatGPT. We're going to build an education platform, basically. So we're going to put up the curriculum. It's going to be on the Gitbook. We'll have matching, course structure with YouTube videos paired with that. We'll hold spaces and kind of go over the stuff and explain it. We'll do, AMAs where you can ask questions. But people that are serious about it, hit us up. Go to our page, Memes AI Coin, right? There's links there. We're going to update that with a link tree because there's a lot more shit, like Hedge's TikTok account, his SoundCloud. We have so many accounts all over the place. So we'll put a link tree up for there. So hit us up for that stuff. But if you're looking to interact with LLMs, if you're interested in AI, if you just want to learn a little bit about it, other than just, hey, it's a fucking app that's in your phone and it really helps you find the next Martha Stewart recipe, we'll show you what you can really do with it. It's actually a pretty cool tool, or maybe more than that. I don't know.
Martha Stewart's insider trading techniques.
Yeah, all that.
I love it.
We'll hack the Pentagon and shit. It's cool. No big deal.
Well, we didn't say that. I got to be careful with that.
What? Max told me to say that just in case for anyone that's listening. He told me to say that in the back room. I'm sorry, I had to.
My State Department rep's going to be like, do you know what they said on this thing? No. Hey, I want to give you a present, right? So you said something that was important. It's like a lot of the people that are inside your community that are there and they're there every day. They're not making money and all that process. So for Memes AI itself, as the main dev, from whoever, who's going to take main control of, if you use the Anvil bot on your system just to keep relevance and keep things going, or do whatever you're going to do, that's going to be a 40% affiliate system for you. For one, you pick one who's ever going to control the main. For all of your rest of your guys, anybody who's in your community, if you want to share that bot out to other people and stuff, I'm going to give you 30%. So anybody who's in the Memes AI community, instead of the normal 20, I'm going to give you 30. It's only 10% more, but it's enough for me to say, okay, listen, if you're in there supporting, as long as you continue to support Memes AI and you keep doing that, right, I will support you. I think
we love you for that, Max. We fucking love you guys for that.
Like my team itself, like the people in my outreach team, they're going to get 75% in my outreach. There's going to be people in that part of it that's just going to be pushing it. And I want them to eat. I want them to be a part of that, to give us some. Remember, leveraging is a very important thing in trading. And that's all this is. It's a giant leverage of time, of experience, of collaborationals. It's just like, your brain power, whatever. But it is important that I want you as Memes AI to know that I really do appreciate what you're doing and always supporting us and always have kind words. I hope to see you at Accelerate. I need the link to it. Damn it. I keep trying to find it.
I'll send it to you in in our Telegram chat. Please and then, I forgot what I was. I'll ask you offline. No worries. We really appreciate you, Max.
No worries, my man. All right. I'm going to kind of call it there. Mr. Quitz, you got anything final you want to chuck out there to the world?
So much love. I'm happy to be here. I know we haven't been able to have too many shows, but I am so excited.
Yeah, starting May 5th, we have a few more releases of stuff that are coming. The AnvilBot 2.5 has been demoed out today. We're demoing out with a couple more people tomorrow. By Monday, May 5th, we're launching into full production with the Anvil 2.5 that has our affiliate program, that has our DCA system in it. Now is on microservices, so it's no longer 50,000 people in a boat. It's going to be everybody gets their own boat, so we're very excited. We also have our NFT marketplace called Shogun Fusion, which can fuse different things together. But the first rendition of this is coming to us in demo on Monday for us to test that we can just use the minting and the marketing system. And again, when we build systems like this marketplace that we have built, it is all consumer heavy, right? It's about learning. It's about building the artistic work. There's going to be artists that are going to be involved for consult. There's a lot of great stuff in there that we'll be putting into that. Low barrier of entry. There's none of these big, huge fees and all these little hidden fees you get with some NFT places. So we're very excited about that. And then finally, we're going to be releasing our Shogun Martial Arts Network as well. It'll be the first real backed cryptocurrency Shogun or martial arts network, but there are a lot of others out there that are in network, but this one is going to be fully backed by our community in Shogun, which you'll see here starting very soon. But we want to thank everybody from Angel to Memesay, Joe, and Burning for being here today. We really do appreciate your time and your community. Please have a chance to look at us over on shoguncryptos.com. And see all the great things we're building. We are builders. We are collaborators. We're addicted to this industry and to all of you. Thank you so much. My team, stick with me until to the backstage of the show. Everybody else, I always say this statement of the best revenge is living well. And the reason why I say that is because we have these negators in our life. Surround yourself around people that are positive, that are loving, that are all about it. And boy, do we have a crew today around that. I appreciate everybody that's been here. I appreciate all the flowers that were in the chat rooms. We appreciate everybody that's been on board. So I want you to go out to today and find your reason to live well. It doesn't have to be negative. Be positive. Get out there. Whether you trade well, you play well, you build well, whatever it is, just go out and do it well. And, if it's nice out, get out there, touch the grass, raise the hands to the sky, do whatever you got to go do. But live in this world of crypto like we do, with a state of grace and to move forward. I'm Trader Max. We'll see you next time. And as always, live well.